Testing, testing. There we go. Let's try that again. We had our mic plugged into another computer for a different project. So welcome to day 511 of The Journey Begins. We are currently in Inkwood working on the ravine, doing some moss mining here. We are live on TikTok, Twitch, and currently I think YouTube is holding up. Alright, so we're going to try to see how many layers we can get down here today. Oh, we have vibrant visuals on as well, and we have it set to favor visuals. So let's see what we can do with that. Is that water? Why is it coming up there? And I'm not sure why the menu is coming up. We've had a few snafus with vibrant visuals. And we'll probably have to dial some of the... Yeah, see, that's the inventory, not the menu. So, I don't know. Oh, that is odd. Like not having the water. I like the shadow. Off to the side, I can't see it. So right here, I wouldn't know that this is water, so that's gonna be odd, although it's not daylight yet, so let's see what happens there. It is a little weird. The plants look okay. Oh, and our goal is 300 followers on TikTok right now and affiliate on Twitch. So if you like the stream, stick around. And if you really like it, free to share. I think we're 240 something followers on TikTok. And we just need to increase our average viewers on Twitch. So we're getting there. All right. That's everything there. All right, so let's cut through here, see how much of this we can get back. Oh, there we go. That are okay. Oh, should leave some of that there though. Okay, daylight's coming, so let's not go home. But let's get some seeds, some plants, and let's see what the water looks much better during the daylight. So that's going to be something interesting. Because that adds a lot of ambiance to, a lot of character to the world. But as far as not being able to see it, I think we could use that somehow. Whoa, that was weird. Yeah, we're not going to do anything too dangerous today because all of our monitors flickered off, so I don't know if that's a vibrant visuals issue or what that is. But we're running off of a workstation laptop, and we've had the secondary monitor have some issues in the past, but not... What is that? Why is there light behind this? Is that supposed to be light coming off of the cliff there? Why is it only there and not here? I mean, I like that look, but it's coming down. That's kind of interesting. What is going on? I'm not so much a fan of the vibrant visuals if that's part of it. Not touching any keyboard. Not any key. Hi, Jimmy. How's it going? How's your Tuesday? And appreciate the like. Thank you. We're working on our ravine near our town of Inkwood. Playing around with the vibrant visuals and trying to figure out what the bug is so that we can port it and hopefully get it fixed. Hopefully it's just me. I'd hate to see anyone else have to go through a bug where like your video just suddenly cuts out. Especially if you're like fighting the dragon or something like that. That would be a bad experience. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Jimmy. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I guess we'll have to drop off some of this. I mean, and Vibrant Visuals does have some customization, so you can favor performance, visuals, you can customize it. Even when you click one of those, you can go into the menu. Well, I guess that technically would be the customization, maybe, but you can customize the shadows, the fog, things like that. So I don't know if this would be smoother if we did performance, like if it would cut it back. Because ideally we would like this kind of detail, but with the performance side of things being having enough performance that it wouldn't matter if we turned it down. I mean, I guess the way the shadows are moving kind of fit the 8-bit vibe, but it's interesting. Although that does really work well towards our idea of having our clock tower be like more or less a sundial. Oh, hello, Nikki. How's it going? Welcome in. How's your I forget what it's called, the mod pack that you're working with, the create mod? Hope all of that is going well. 264. We're starting to get more bone meal than we have, or more bone meal than we're using. Ooh, that is really whitewashed. We're gonna have to turn that down. I mean, oh, sorry about that. Hope you're feeling better now. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this feels like one step short of the plastic mod. I don't think I have that installed. I know I don't have it installed. Oh, glad to hear you're getting better. I'll try not to do too much jumping and cause any nausea. But from what I've seen of the plastic mod in the previews, this kind of reminds me of that. because we're on our realm, we don't have any plugins actually going. It's all pure vanilla on the Bedrock realm that we're on. We do have a custom, some custom add-ons that we made for when we do our 6-month download. So that we can get rid of all the netherrack between the floor of Haven's End and the ceiling. Well, I'm getting rid of all the ceiling bedrock as well. But that's a local copy. And that's just for screenshots. Which is coming up, so end of this month, early next month, we'll be prepping that download. Ooh. Yeah, we're definitely not doing anything too adventurous today, because that's like the 4th time that our wait, did I not have any? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the 4th time our game menu has come up without us pressing anything, because that should be the bottom button here, not the top. And I'll probably post something later, but it took us a while to get Minecraft up and running today after the Vibrant Visual update. It was, how to describe it, like an old picture-in-picture kind of thing, where the Minecraft splash screen was the whole window. And then in like the upper left corner was maybe a quarter of the screen was the actual Minecraft game where I could click play, settings, and whatnot. I'd open and close Minecraft a couple times, reset the laptop, and what eventually did the trick was I managed to get into the settings, turn it to fancy graphics, and then turn it back to vibrant visuals, and that seems to have at least fixed that issue. So we'll see how things go. I mean, I didn't expect it to be flawless the first day, which is why we're gonna wait to do. Well, we just did a world tour, which you can find on our YouTube VOD or our TikTok. Although, maybe we will go do a quick fly around. Yeah, it's a little flashy with the edge of the trees, so you might want to tone that down a little bit. But I do like the visual here. Oh, that looks nice. No, Bedrock had, in the beginning, didn't have anything as far as I know. Then in the marketplace, I have my eye on one of the shader packs, and I'll probably still buy it just to support them and play around with it. But yeah, the advantage of Bedrock was the cross-device play, but it didn't have any shaders, replay mod, like Matica. A lot of the more popular things for streaming wasn't available, and still doesn't have replay mod. So what I've been doing as far as the ravine is, whenever a stream ends, I'll go up to our clock tower, or at least this will be our clock tower, and then just doing a 360 of the ravine every day. Then I'll splice that together in DaVinci Resolve and do kind of a poor version of instant replay. But I think Bedrock has hardcore now, although I'm not really a hardcore person. But I think what I really need now, like the Vibrant Rituals was a big one, would be instant replay mod. And I guess with that, kind of a spectator. Yeah, this looks nice. The one thing about, well, one thing I've noticed about water so far is, I filled that in. I think I have some water over here. Is it looks good. Where did I put that? Ah, yeah. So I've got some candles around, so you can see a little of the sheen of the water. Although on stream it probably isn't coming across. At least in looking at my preview in OBS, this looks just like dirt, but actually playing on my other monitor, I can see a slight sheen here. So this is actually water in here. So when I move around, you can kind of see the reflection on it. So at night, water becomes more or less invisible, that I've noticed so far, at least with the settings that I have. But actually, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Because we're at Inkwood, so we're right in the middle of the Garden Temple and Overmorrow. Maybe we'll work our way back to Overmorrow and we'll do like an impromptu quasi-tour just to see what things look like. And still playing around with it, but fancy or the Vibrant Visuals has favor performance, visuals, and custom. And I think if you select performance or visuals, you can still click Vibrant Visuals settings below that, and I guess that's kind of puts you in custom anyway. It's just a preset for each of those. So I'll need to play around with, I guess, the custom settings on Vibrant Visuals to see. Ooh, I like, it's a weird texture on the water. I mean, I like it, but it's almost looks like the water's made out of Legos. But I'll have to play around with, like, your opacity of the clouds is one of the settings, and same thing with, like, the reflection on the water and fog and whatnot. So I'm guessing it's this fog and not the nether fog. Because that is the other plugin I guess I have. Not on the realm, but whenever I make a creative copy of the world. I don't think Foxy No Tails works anymore. At least the last time I tried it, I don't think so. I had to find another version to remove nether fog. But let's see if we can get up here. And so the color kind of changed there. So I wonder if it's, whoops. If it's the position of the sun, if this is going to get more clear as we, yeah, as we go over here, it's getting like still on the plasticky side, but a little less washed in the color. Oh, okay. So somewhere in here. Is it a biome thing, maybe? This like protruding out from some kind of plains? Oh, that water feature is nice there in our river, because we did want to decorate the kind of the bottom of the river going through here. We just kind of left it where it is, deciding whether we actually wanted it level with the land and making it more like a decorative river, or whether we wanted it like 2 or 3 blocks below the surface and having it be more of like an actual river. So we have a bridge across. I mean, we would probably elevate the bridge anyway, but it would feel a little odd. So maybe we just have it like one layer below. Although part of the reason for that is that if we fell in the water, we wanted to be able to get out easily. So I guess we could have a landing or something near some of the bridges if we wanted to get out like that. But that looks interesting. Okay, so now let's go over to Haven's End. Not Haven's End. Although that would be interesting to see. Let's go to negative 3,000, 3,000. And that should, oh, actually, we can, if we go to Inkwood, we can follow the road over to the Garden Temple. Yeah, oh, getting out of the desert looks a lot better, so maybe that is a biome thing. Yeah, I like the cooler colors. Oop. I think the water and the shadows are really the things that I like most so far. Like watching the shadow come down the wall was really nice. Because even though we won't have like colored light, I think that will still lean into the story that I was trying to tell of that the clock tower is kind of like a vertical sundial. Like as the sun is coming down, it will light up different colored glass, stained glass. And then that will correspond to a color block like on the floor. And that'll give us an indication of time in the day. And since we have shadows, I think it will add some credibility to that. So the suspension of disbelief won't have to be quite as strong. All right, I see the road. I mean, it is getting more evening, but I'm seeing the color changing as we're flying too. Is it a height thing? Because it looks like it's kind of going in and out. I mean, I guess there are two biomes here, like a forest and savanna. And our desert is coming up here, so let's see. Yep. Yeah, it definitely had something to do with biome. All right. Ooh. I haven't seen a lot of glass yet, so let's go over to the Guardian Farm. That is some interesting reflections on the water there. Yes. Well, we couldn't see the water down here before either. Uh-oh. I think we crashed, Minecraft. And we didn't actually go back to Overmorrow. That's just, our desktop. Ooh, okay. There we go, back. Yeah, that's the second time that's happened today. It didn't crash Minecraft the first time, but all my monitors went black for a second. Earlier today. So I'm hoping that, well, I don't hope that anyone else goes through this issue, but on their actual games, but if they're playing around with it, I hope that this becomes enough of an issue that it gets patched. Yeah, but that's interesting too. This is like the shadow movement I was mentioning earlier. It's kind of like 8-bit movement, so it's not a smooth shadow, but it's the shadow of our scaffolding here, which is interesting because that means that we could do things like our well, this was supposed to be an S, so that our bottom floor would tell you what direction you're going in before we, could have decided to kind of abandon that project. But I can imagine shifting the orientation of that. Oh, well, welcome in. Glad. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, I can imagine the orientation of the S changing and then casting like an S shadow that would, I guess it would move. I don't know that it would stretch, but that would be something to play around with. I can see some of the more creative streamers doing something with that. And I'll probably do something with it, but I can only imagine what people will do with shadows. The water's interesting. And being able to see the sun kind of set through the water. I don't know what I would do with that, but I could see something in that and kind of like a pixel art kind of thing. Having the sun disappear behind the horizon. But that's interesting. Okay, let's sleep and then we'll go back to Inkwood. I think those were the highlights then. And I'm sure the end will look a little different and oh, that's interesting. Because this isn't prismarine here, this is sandstone. So having the sandstone get colored by the water and have a teal tint is interesting. So we don't have colored light, but I guess the blocks might get colored. So that's interesting. Now we're not going to go to Barter's Bay. I don't think there's much over there that would be different than here. Some turtles, and we know that there's water down here. But that would be a tricky thing if it's at night and you can't see the water. Okay, we have a rocket. Why aren't we flying? Let's see, can we get back to Inkwood and 15 rockets? I mean, we have more on us, but we have to go into our inventory. Intentionally flying around the inner pyramid because I don't want to crash into a lava stream. Oh. Alright, so I think we're... What is our time? Okay. Yeah, we got enough time. We'll do a little bit more work on the ravine. We'll definitely try doing our clipping today. But given the fogginess here, we'll have to see what it actually looks like when we get atop of our clock tower. the water in the kind of forest and plains definitely looks good. Is this? Yeah, okay. So this is our Inkwood. Yeah, we're gonna have to grab another stack as soon as we land, but let's see if we can. Oh, but I mean, we get a feel for it up here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's climb up to the top and see what it looks like. Yeah, we're not getting as much done as we usually would, but playing around with the vibrant visuals. I think we'll have a loose plan of getting a happy gas this weekend. Maybe we'll put that on the list of things to do. See this fog here. I think we're gonna have to turn that down because without vibrant visuals, we could see in there really easily. The one thing it does help with though is we did want to put some campfires and cobwebs to give some steam or some mist kind of visual, which that in addition with this kind of white fog I think would help sell that visual. But we need to figure out how to dial it in because we can't see any of our houses that we used to see. Yeah, so we're gonna have to cut back on some of this. Yeah, I don't know if, I mean, maybe we could do a clip of just a quick, quick 5-second clip or something here for the vibrant visuals because yeah, that's. It looks good when we're down here, but not from up there, so maybe that's a render distance thing. Yes, that was a mini tour, so I think it's interesting. We'll need to dial in some of the settings though. And it's day one release, so I'm sure there'll be some edits to what you can change and some of the defaults and stuff, so I mean the torches aren't bad either, they kind of have that glow. So the torches, the water in the greener biomes, and the shadows are nice. All right, got that? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know how the plugins in the marketplace work, if they have some level of compatibility for a version or two backwards or not. But But I think that that's another reason why I try to stay vanilla, similar to like pixel riffs. That not that the world downloads are popular, but since I make them available every 6 months, like what you see should be what you get. But I think that is the issue that happened on the creative. Like when I take the screenshots for Haven's End, I think something happened with Foxy No Tails, another fog plugin or mod. So I had to find a version of it on GitHub and get that installed. And I wonder, I'm probably going to have to turn some of this off when I do the screenshots. Ooh. That's another interesting thing. When you're in the water, you actually don't see it. But if you didn't see something like this to indicate there was water in there, if you fell into a pool of water, that could be dangerous if you can't see the water before you fall in. But given some of the bugs so far, I'll probably have to turn off the vibrant rituals when I go to Haven's End for the screenshot. Just because of the scale of everything there. Which I guess that reminds me, that's the other thing that I would like in the scripting side of things, to have it be more Python-esque or Java-esque. And not have the limit on the amount of lines. So I think it's like 10,000 lines or something. Or if it is, being able to support more of a loop system. Because right now to take the screenshots in Haven's End, I have to spend a couple hours doing a fill command from, well, a small script that is a fill command and a teleport command. So it removes like 10,000 blocks and then teleports me a few blocks further down the line, and then I do it again. And I have to do that for a couple hours to get rid of all the netherrack, because there's like a 30,000 block limit on how many blocks you can replace. So having that updated would be helpful. Not that it has to do it all instantly, but if there were a way to kind of do a command like that and then have Minecraft batch it up for you. So you didn't have people like trying to, you know, get rid of the entire overworld in one go. But I guess if you really wanted to, you could. It would just, the batch job would just run for months probably. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Happy Gas. Hopefully this weekend as well. I'll have time to get it. Because projects like this would actually be really nice, because then I could hop on the Happy Gas, fly to wherever I'm dropping off my moss, and drop it off and come back. I wouldn't have to necessarily have... I don't mind scaffolding. It's easy enough for me to use. But I wouldn't have to have it all over the place. And I wouldn't have to keep taking it down and putting it back. Which is something I hope kind of makes it into the... Oh, there it is. Kind of the design Bible of... I know Pix and Joel have talked about like the risk and reward, and I'm not as much a fan of that philosophy for Sandbox, but I think if you take into account initial grind versus long-term grind, I would be more okay with it. So, for example, initially you would have, you know, your dirt steps to get up somewhere. Then you kind of graduate to scaffolding, and then elytra, and then happy gas. Alright, so we're going to leave because I don't want to have a zombie's revenge because our monitors go black. Alright. Oh, do we have, yeah, okay. A few extra there so that'll free up a spot. Ooh. Alright. I think the visibility, or the, what would you call it? The stand back and look options, like scaffolding, happy gassed. Okay. I think if you have rockets for duration, but if you added other rockets for speed and hovering, I mean, you have the like slow fall, but so you have some kind of precedence. So if you put maybe slow fall on a rocket, maybe it would let you like hover up and down just vertically. And then some kind of speed potion to make it go faster. And maybe a slow potion to have you go slower. Adding all of that with a happy gas. I think... Somebody shoot me, or did I just fall? Well, anyway. I think that would add a nice... Another nice touch as far as having control over the... I guess effectively over the camera. It would be a way to kind of introduce the free cam into like the vanilla game, I think. Well, I mean, parts of it. It wouldn't be as useful, I guess, but that's where the happy gas would come in. Ooh, let's go pick up all of our moss. And can we put this in there? Nope. We can fill that much in, but we can't do all of it. Okay. But we are down to 40s, which means we're making pretty good progress. 540, so... Well, that was the other thing I noticed earlier, this kind of expanding pixel. So as the sun is moving down in the ravine, the shadow expands and shrinks. So I thought the wall was kind of glowing, but when it gets to the other side, there's like a 1 pixel line in front of the wall. So instead of the... Yeah. So the shadow's shrinking, and then the light will move over, and the light will get smaller. Oh, that's water on. Oh, that's interesting. We could use water on top of gravel to get kind of an interesting texture. I mean, it'd have to be a floor texture since it's water, but or maybe the top of a ceiling, but from the top. That's interesting. All right, so let's go drop off some of this moss. Oh, but before we do that, let's go pick up some of this dirt and stone. Six, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, yep. So it's moving across. I guess it's a 16 pixel block. It's moving across 1 pixel at a time. Well, 1 Minecraft pixel, I guess. Okay. Right, so come down here and yeah, I don't know what to do with that, but there has to be something I can think of to do with like shadow art. So some kind of in-game animation with shadows. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Oh, take that off, take that off. We need to keep, oh, we need to keep the stone there, but so that we can get in on this side. Let's get rid of this grass. Okay. So we can drop off some of our non-essential things. Okay. All right, let's... Okay. Oh. There we go. Okay. Fill all of that in. Grab some more of our biomass material, and then we'll make another pass. Oop. is that, yeah, that looks a little odd there, but I think that's something once we dial in the settings will be better. Kind of curious how this will work on, well, it doesn't work on Chrome or Switch yet, which is two of the platforms that we play a lot on as well. It's supposed to work on mobile, but I haven't got the update yet, so I can't try it yet. But I suspect there we're going to leave it at performance. Okay. All right. Back and forth, back and forth. What's our time? Oh, good, good. We're hitting our hour. And then we'll get to some of our writing and upskilling projects after that. And gonna plan for what we want to do tomorrow. Okay. Oh, we're gonna need to get rid of that so we can put some moss it out. Okay. Okay. Did we did go through all of our bone meal. Okay. Oh, I didn't think of it. Overmorrow looked pretty good, but our Adventurer's Gate, where we have torches up, would have looked good with these kind of torches kind of representing all the adventures that go out. I bet that looks pretty good. We'll have to do that later and see what that looks like at night. Hello, Cleo. I don't know if I want one now, but if that changes, I will let you know. And you can always, I think you can DM me links to any of your work, and if it's something that I feel kind of fits with the... Did you just steal a torch? Something I feel kind of fits with the vibe of the story and kind of what we're trying to do with the community, then I'll post a link to your stuff every so often. Because I'm sure there'll be lots of people that would ask if I open it up to everybody, but I'll put that caveat on it that if it's something I feel would kind of fit the community, then I'll make either something on stream or a page that I can send people to kind of promote other people's work and art. Oh, and thank you, Kiki. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. And we're just going to go back and forth here a little bit. But is this water? It's either water or it's a big hole. Nope, it's water. The water is invisible at night. Still water, at least, is invisible at night. Oop. Okay. But we're going to need to mend our hose, so... Oop. Maybe we will go back to Overmorrow. We'll drop off our biomass and then go back to Overmorrow whenever our stream ends so that we can repair our hoe. Oh. Okay. Anything else we can get rid of? Oh, okay. Pick up all of this. Did we miss it? Did we just full? Are we just full? Okay. Oop. What's that? We put a torch here. We can see the water or the light reflecting off of it. Okay. Oh, we don't have enough to do all of that. Okay. Okay. What is going on? Okay. That's hitting. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, it's definitely something we have to tweak because I'm guessing that's hindering the performance because it's not registering our jump very easily. So we're not able to take off as quickly as we would like to. Okay, so that's going to give us stuff that we can come back to. We'll put that in there. Oh. Grab our carrot, and then we'll move our other one down. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Oh. Hey. Okay. The water is just a flat white shimmer here. Oh, so it's kind of those tan teal colors. Oh, and it actually changes with the depth, so it's a lighter teal and gets darker as it goes down. That's interesting. Our pigs look a little more pink. Let's go back to Overmorrow because we're going to need to do our tools, and we'll try to remember to do adventures, or Dawnbridge. Not Adventure Escape, but Dawnbridge at night tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Minecraft, but tomorrow, as in Wednesday. Alright, about 1,000 blocks to go before we hit the outskirts of Overmorrow. Those are some interesting visuals, like a weird neon poster from the 70s. It looks more like sand than snow there. I wonder if the fog is from the rain. I can't see hardly anything flying from here. I'm definitely gonna have to turn down that fog. Definitely gonna have to turn that down. Yeah, oh, and we didn't do our clip, but I don't think it would have been worth it today until we figure out kind of the settings that we want. Because even the last update, I think, cut back a little of the rendering distance, even though we have it set to max. So we had a little more fog in the distance. Oh, thank you, Fufu, for the like. Welcome in. So I think we're going to just take a few minutes to, yeah. A few minutes to mend the tools, do some chatting if anybody is around, and then head out. I don't expect to see anything new here. This is a spot we haven't visited yet. That's kind of interesting though. Whoa. Oh, we fell in the water. Kind of the way the tunnel lights up. It's not bad. I don't want to jump all the way back up, so we'll do Dawnbridge tomorrow. Feel like we're a little choppy now anyway. That's pretty good. So we'll sit here, and then if Jimmy, Leo, Kiki, Fufu, or then if there's any questions about the world or anything, feel free to post those in. Hey Lucy, how's it going? How's the Tuesday? We're just kind of winding down our stream under our town of Overmorrow, doing at our zombie spawner farm, mending some of our tools and answering any questions if anybody has. Glad to hear. Do you have any Minecraft projects yourself, Lucy? I'm doing pretty well. We playing around with the vibrant visuals and working a little on the ravine over at Inkwood. So got a little done. We had some technical snafus with vibrant visual. So what ended up working for me and this out there if anyone else runs into it. I had kind of a window of Minecraft whenever I started it after the update. And to fix that, I had to change it to fancy or I guess anything else, and then back to vibrant visuals, and that seems to have corrected the windowing issue. And I wouldn't do anything too adventurous just yet. We did have it cause our monitor to go black and crash Minecraft once. The water in particular looks really good, and I like the shadows, and I think the torches look pretty well. So I wouldn't be too critical of it. It has a few bugs to be expected. But overall, I like the vibrant visuals. This weekend we'll probably do some work on trying to get a happy guest, the other side of the update. And then we'll spend the rest of the week seeing how much we can dial in the settings on the vibrant visuals. Right now we have it set to prefer visuals. So we probably have to tone down at least the clouds, and if we can tone down biome specific things. I don't know if that was a setting, but I remember clouds was. Because it gets a little plasticky looking in some of the hotter biomes, like desert biomes. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I don't mind that so much, but I'd want it to be consistent everywhere with that kind of look, and being able to kind of turn it on and off where I want that to here, since we're focusing more on like the story-driven builds. And it doesn't necessarily, we're not really focusing on how real things can look, but we're trying to create the foundation world for a novel that we're trying to write. So it's a loose visual of that, so that as you're reading the book, if you wanted to go through the world with a little suspension of disbelief, you could kind of follow along. And then ideally, if the other things that we build, if people are interested in those, then those can be their own little side stories that we add to our GitLab builder journal, or maybe even like little short stories that we could do. That's the initial plan, is we want to, it's kind of a hobby that we want to make into something more full-time, but that depends on how many people we can get interested in it. But yeah, so we're winding up the stream, but if you come back tomorrow, Lucy, we'll get to see some of Overmorrow as we come out, and get to see Inkwood, which is where we're primarily working, is between those two right now. I should probably look for a spawner in Inkwood so I don't have to travel so far, but see what we can do. Because we're trying to have every kind of city, town have something that it's known for, but then having little farms and everything kind of spread out across all of the builds as well, so that nothing is too isolated. We'll have something like Barter's Bay be kind of the de facto of, if we don't know where something goes, that's where it goes. But that'd be for just overflow and specialty items, so yeah. So we're heading on 1 hour and 13 minutes now, so if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to kind of pop out here in a second, hop off, but we'll be back tomorrow. I'll start the outro, but if I see any questions, I'll answer those. So thank you everyone for joining day 511 of The Journey Begins. If you want to see more of what we're working on, you can check us out on Linktree, linktr.ee/mindtripmedia. That will have links to the VODs for this over on YouTube, hopefully. Hopefully that's back up. Oh, you too then, Nikki. Have a good rest of your day as well. Linktree will also have links to our TikTok, Twitch, Pinterest, Blue Sky, and everything else that we're working on. And the link for that will also be on our outro screen here in a second. So if you want to support us or follow us in other ways, you can do that there. And if you really like what we're doing, you can feel free to share it out. And so with that, thank you for joining, and Lucy, Cleo, Jimmy, Fufu, and everybody for the likes and follows. And with that, we will see you tomorrow when the journey continues. Have a good rest of your Tuesday.